How's it going, everybody? Ed Ricker here. I was recently contacted by the developers of a program called HDRInstant. HDRInstant is a powerful software that can create HDR images from video files. And today we're going to work with some drone files that I have, some video files, both HD and 4K. And I'm going to show how you can take a regular drone shot, even one that's moving, and create an HDR image, something like this. This is my friend Harrison in San Francisco, and this was a low-flying drone shot behind him. This is the HDR still version. What the program does is it stacks and morphs neighboring frames along the specific frame that you've selected, and then creates a high dynamic range image from the video sequences. Now you can use this for a bunch of different types of video files, but mainly what we're talking about here is aerial videography, which we're kind of changing to aerial photography. You can use HDRInstant as both a standalone program or as a Lightroom Creative Cloud plugin. So if you have Lightroom CC, you can use this as a plugin. Makes it a lot easier, but you can use it both ways. Now, when the developers asked if I would make this video, I said only if you can provide some key codes, some licenses for my subscribers. So 3 people in the comments below are going to win a license for HDRInstant. Details on that giveaway at the end of this video. Here we go. Let's go and check out HDRInstant and what we can do with it. So first of all, we're going to try the standalone HDRInstant version 2 program. And we can select either free, light, or professional. We're going to use professional, and that's what the key codes, these licenses that will be given out later in the video, are for. And I'm going to select one of the California drone shots. And I'm going to select that drone shot that was featuring my friend Harrison at the beginning of this video. And here we go. So I'm going to scrub through and find a good frame. Not exactly the same frame that I showed you a few minutes ago. That one looks pretty cool. Lots of different elements here. On the left of the program, we see says select your final frame. Apparently this is frame 814 of this particular video clip. So sharpness check, find sharper frames in the 10 surrounding frames of this one that we've chosen. So go ahead and find sharper frames. It's going to find the one with the least amount of motion blur, the one that's most in focus, and let's see which one it picks out for us. By the way, this is a 4K video clip, so it's going to take a little bit longer to process than maybe a 1080 clip. Keep that in mind. And here we go. Apparently it found one that is 100% sharp, so we're going to click on that one. That's good for me, and hit next. Now, for image stacking, which is one of the, let's see what it says, to increase image quality and reduce blurring, the technology uses an image stacking algorithm. So we can select how many frames before and after this chosen frame we want to utilize in this process. The more frames you add at the beginning and the end for this process, the longer it's going to take. Just keep that in mind too. So for the purpose of this video, let's keep it simple and do 5 frames before and 5 frames after. Anti-ghosting, let's see. Settings let you reduce the amount of blurring in the photo depending on movement in the video. So high looks good because this is a shot that's moving through space. Movement estimation is if the final image contains movement blur due to computing. I can try unchecking the auto box. And then quality. So non-optimal qualities can create small blocks where movement is. Firstly, try with fast and then others. So right now we're going to try good. I know from past experience that this takes a while at optimal. So for now we're going to try good quality. And then align images. That's basically, it says recommended to check this box with videos captured by hand. This video was not captured by hand, it was captured with a drone. So hit compute. Unless you have a lot of time on your hands or you have a really beefy computer, I would suggest that you try to do these with less than optimal quality settings or an HD video file as opposed to 4K. It's going to speed things along a little bit. All right, the HDR image was created. Before continuing, it's recommended to save the image. Yes. So we're going to save that. Let's just do it to the desktop here. So save, 16 bits, that works. So now that the image has been processed in the video clip, we have different presets here in the bottom. We have original, tone mapping, we also have enhanced, contrasted, and black and white. So if we select, say, tone mapping 2, or let's say tone mapping 3, I like the colors of that one best. Very, very bright. So On the right, we have some tone mapping options. We can increase or decrease the contrast as needed. It's going to process a little bit each time we toggle something around there, though. We can increase the highlights or we can decrease them. Of course, we can also add or remove sharpness. So say we wanted something a little less sharp, we could bring it down. 100 is pretty sharp, and I guess that looks pretty good. Some clips may not look good with 100% sharpness, but this doesn't look too bad. So now, side by side, we have the original still pulled from the video clip manually, and we have HDRInstant's processed image here. Now, this is not one of the HDR images, but this is definitely one of the processed images. So if we zoom in to some details here, let's go up to this tree. Look how sharp and more defined the tree is on the right. And some of the details in the background, just very much more apparent that on the right looks a lot clearer. There's less distortion, there's more detail, there's less noise in the right side image than the left side image. If you look at something like this little twig here. But let's go to one of the HDR images here and do a little comparison. So on the left side here we have the original, and then on the right side we have one of the HDR images. I'm going to zoom in again, and you can see that on the right everything really starts popping out. You see these twigs much more apparent. You can also see detail on the ground a lot more on the right side image than on the left side. See all these little twigs? You couldn't even barely see them before. Yeah, same with the log here. Look how much more detail there is on the log. Even the texture of his pants come out a lot more. They almost look like acid wash jeans of some sort. If you also look at the enhanced version here, look at how much more detail we get back in the trees. I'm giving out some license codes. So 3 of you down in the comments below are going to get a free license code to the pro version of HDRInstant version 2. To enter to win, all you have to do is comment below #HDRInstant and tell me what your favorite drone that you fly is and why. Do those 2 things in the comments below, and I will pick a winner on Friday, September, what is that? September 28th. So you have only a few days to do this, guys. At the end of that day, I'm going to pick 3 winners to win these license codes, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with them. So thank you so much for watching. Also, thank you to the developers of HDRInstant for providing this awesome service and for providing these license codes to the subscribers. As always, guys, happy flying.